Imagine the thunderous roar of a sold-out stadium fading into stunned silence. Reece Walsh, the electric fullback who's lit up the NRL like a live wire, charges in late shoulder slamming straight into Dom Young's head with a crack that echoes like a gunshot. The ref's whistle pierces the air, yellow card flashing, and Walsh slumps to the bench, eyes wide with that mix of fire and fear. But here's the gut punch: for the third time in just 7 blistering weeks, he walks free. No ban. No reckoning. The rugby league world erupts. Is this kid invincible, or is the game bending over backward for its golden boy? Stick around, because this isn't just a lucky break, it's a powder keg that's splitting fans down the middle, and what happens next could rewrite the rules forever. 7 weeks ago, the finals frenzy was at fever pitch. Brisbane Broncos vs Canberra Raiders, stakes sky high in that do-or-die clash. Walsh, all blistering speed and raw instinct, ghosts in behind the play. Hudson Young doesn't see him coming. Walsh's head butts forward in a split-second clash that sends shockwaves through the commentary box. The crowd gasps, the bunker buzzes, and out comes the sin bin card. 10 minutes of Broncos down a man, hearts pounding as they claw to a gritty win. But when the smoke clears, no charges. Just a fine, a slap on the wrist, and Walsh back on the park like nothing happened. Whispers start swirling. Is this protection for the prodigy who just dragged his team to glory? Fans on one side cheer the leniency, calling it smart footy in a brutal game. After all, Walsh's magic has won premierships. But the other camp boils over, screaming favoritism. How does a head contact like that vanish into thin air? It's the first crack in the facade, a moment that lingers like a bad hit, setting the stage for what's to come. Tension simmer as the grand final looms, everyone wondering if lightning will strike twice or 3 times. Fast forward to Accor Stadium, golden confetti still fresh from Brisbane's premiership triumph. The NRL decider against Melbourne Storm, Walsh at the helm, a whirlwind of tries and tackles that earns him the Clive Churchill Medal. But in the heat of battle, he lines up Xavier Coates, Storm's towering winger. No arms wrap, just pure shoulder crashing into skull. Another late, forceful hit that could have ended careers. The ref waves play on, no bin, no whistle, just chaos unfolding. Broncos snatch the win 26-22, Walsh hoisting the trophy with that cheeky grin, but the replay haunts social feeds. Fines trickle in later, but again no suspension. The NRL world fractures wider now. Veterans like Cameron Munster hail him as a freak, the future in green and gold, while pundits rage about inconsistent grading. Is it the dazzle of his 2-try hauls that blinds the panels? Or a deeper bias toward the showman who packs stadiums? Debates rage online. One tweet storms, "He's untouchable, changing how we tackle or don't." Another fires back, "Game's safer without soft calls, let the Warriors war." The divide deepens, pulling in coaches, players, even the Kangaroos camp as Walsh jets off to England, the ashes earned gleaming like a challenge. Every fanbase picks a side, loyalty clashing with calls for justice, turning every highlight reel into a battlefield. Now, the Ashes tour explodes under the English lights. Second test at Hill Dickinson Stadium, Kangaroos grinding out a 14-4 slog against a fired-up Lions side. Walsh, fresh off his Wembley wizardry 2 tries, player of the match, eyes the breakdown. Dom Young breaks free, and Walsh launches, shoulder first, right into the temple. The impact rattles the posts. Ref Grant Atkins doesn't hesitate. Yellow card, 10 minutes sidelined. Abuse rains from the stands, vile taunts mixing with boos, but Walsh stares down the storm, unflinching. Post-match, the International Match Review Panel deliberates. Sin bin suffices, no further action. Free to play the decider at Headingley. The global rugby league chasm yawns open. Aussie faithful erupt in triumph. This is footy, raw and real. Walsh is our warrior, escaping the noose again to seal series glory. English outlets seethe, headlines blaring privilege for the pretty boy, while neutral voices question if international rules lag behind NRL's HIA scrutiny. Social media ignites. Of course he's clear, the guy's a magnet for mercy. One furious post blasts, tallying the trio of escapes like a hit list. Counter, spare me the witch hunt. He's 23, learning on the fly, and his flair funds the sport. Coaches like Kevin Walters defend fiercely, but cracks show. Will this leniency forge a reckless star or spark rule overhauls? As the third test beckons, the world holds its breath, every tackle a referendum on fairness in a game built on bone-crunching borders. What does this mean for the Kangaroos' clean sweep dreams? Will Walsh's luck run dry, or is he rewriting the script on survival? The divide isn't healing, it's fueling the fire for 2020 SIXS Origin Wars and beyond. If you're hooked on this drama, smash that subscribe for all sports updates, your front row seat to every twist in the tackle. Imagine the roar of 60,000 fans at Wembley, hearts pounding as a 23-year-old kid from Queensland stares down a 2-on-1 English blitz, his eyes like lasers, and in a blur of sheer will, he leaps, knocking the ball loose mid-air, saving a certain try. But wait, that was no ordinary stop. It was the moment the world realized Reece Walsh isn't just fast, he's unbreakable. What if I told you this electric fullback, once dismissed as all flash no grit, just rewrote his legacy in the Ashes opener, leaving even Nathan Cleary speechless? Stick around, because this isn't hype, it's history unfolding, and it starts right now. From the sun-baked fields of Sunshine Coast to the glittering lights of Suncorp Stadium, Reece Walsh burst onto the NRL scene like a storm no one saw coming. At 18, he was the boy wonder for the Brisbane Broncos, dodging tackles with the grace of a gazelle and leaving defenders grasping at shadows. His speed? Untouchable. His vision? Surgical. Crowds chanted his name after he torched the Titans with a 90-meter solo sprint, ball tucked under one arm like it was glued there. But beneath the dazzle lurked a shadow, defensive lapses that whispered doubts. In 2023, during that infamous grand final against Penrith, Walsh drifted wide, leaving a gaping hole Cleary exploited with a dagger try, sealing the Panthers' triumph. The headlines screamed, prodigy or pretender? Walsh, barely out of his teens, felt the sting, retreating to the Broncos' sheds with tears mixing sweat on his jersey. Little did he know that heartbreak was the forge for his fire. Teammates watched him grind in the off-season, chasing shadows in empty gyms, his body a canvas of bruises from endless drills. Yet, as the 2025 season dawned under new coach Michael Maguire, something shifted. Walsh wasn't just running, he was hunting. In round 1 against the Cowboys, he not only sliced through for 2 tries but flattened a rampaging prop with a hit that echoed like thunder. Fans buzzed, was this evolution or explosion? But the real test loomed larger than any club clash, the green and gold of the Kangaroos, where legends are made or broken. As selection day neared, whispers grew, could the kid from the bush claim the fullback spot over veterans like Dylan Edwards? The pressure mounted, a vice around his chest, until one training session changed everything. Cleary, the cool-headed maestro, pulled him aside after a flawless cover tackle, eyes wide with rare awe. What secret did Walsh unlock that even Cleary couldn't ignore? Hold that thought, because the Ashes stage was about to ignite. Picture this: October 25, 2025, Wembley Stadium pulsing under floodlights, the air thick with 22 years of Ashes anticipation. Australia, ring rusty from a domestic grind, faced an English side hungry for revenge. Walsh, handed the number 1 jersey on debut, stepped out not as a rookie but a reckoning. The first half crackled Munster's guile feeding Cleary's precision, but England struck back, a break slicing through the Kangaroos' line. Wellsby lofts a pass to Farnworth, 2 Aussies adrift, the crowd erupting in white-hot frenzy. Enter Walsh. He explodes backward, reading the arc like a psychic, fingers outstretched in a desperate claw. The ball spills intercepted mid-flight. Wembley falls silent, then gasps as he regathers and counters 40 meters, drawing a penalty that flips the momentum. Minutes later, another English surge, Wardle bombs high, Farnworth lurking. Walsh races, dives, fists the ball dead inches from the line. 2 try-savers in 1/2 mirrors of his grand final heroics against the Storm, where he'd clawed back from a 12-point deficit. But this was international turf, stakes eternal. Cleary, marshalling from halfback, couldn't hide his grin in the huddle. Walsh wasn't just defending, he was dominating, his hits landing like sledgehammers, forcing turnovers that fueled Australia's attack. By full-time, the score read 26-6, Walsh with 2 tries, a cheeky chip and chase for 1, a blistering sideline burst for the other, earning man of the match in a rout. Post-game, as confetti rained and the urn gleamed, Cleary pulled him close, voice low amid the chaos. This kid had transcended. Yet, in the quiet of the locker room, Cleary reflected on the journey, spotting the unsung grind that birthed this beast. What forgotten truth did he uncover about Walsh's rise that no one else saw coming? Brace yourself, the revelation hits like a Cleary bomb. Nathan Cleary, the architect of 3 straight premierships, knows talent when it dances beside him. But after Wembley's wizardry, he dropped a truth bomb that silenced the press pack. Reece Walsh isn't just good, he's a freak, a once-in-a-generation spark with pure X-factor, unmatched in league's lore. No one's played alongside anyone like him, Cleary confessed, his words carving deeper than any trophy engraving. The surprise? It wasn't Walsh's speed or flair that floored him, but the forgotten side, defense, that gritty underbelly once his Achilles heel. Back in 2023, Cleary had preyed on it, but now, Walsh had transformed. He's certainly improved there, Cleary marveled, working at it relentlessly. I think he's realized just how important defense is, particularly in big games. Picture the epiphany: Walsh, haunted by grand final ghosts, poring over footage till dawn, drilling with Edwards, turning weakness to weapon. In the Ashes, those reads knocking down passes like swatting flies weren't luck, they were labor, etched in sweat and resolve. Cleary's eyes lit up recounting it, calling Walsh's growth a masterclass in maturity, elevating him from prodigy to powerhouse. England coach Sean Wayne fumed, labeling him an enigma to neutralize, while Aussie fans crowned him the new king. But Cleary's praise ran deeper, a nod to the mental leap. Walsh now plays the full 80, attack and armor intertwined, his presence a psychological sledge. As the series heads to Liverpool, with Walsh sin-binned in a heated second test but still sealing Australia's grip, Cleary's words echo a testament to the kid who refused to fade. Yet, in this epic ascent, one question lingers: with such fire, how far will Walsh burn before the game bends forever? The answer's coming, and it's scorching. Welcome to Aussie Sports Central, your pulse on the nation's gridiron glory. If Walsh's warrior turn has you hooked, smash that subscribe, drop a like hotter than a Brisbane summer, and ring the bell for every tackle, try, and triumph. What's next for this freak? Tell me below, could he eclipse the greats? Now, hit play on our next scorcher, the untold battles behind Penrith's dynasty. Don't miss it, Australia's legends await.